What are you saying, people? I am back today with another video for you, and in today's video I'll be talking about 5 different mistakes that people make when starting to invest in the stock market. These 5 mistakes are mainly made by people who have just started investing in the stock market, but they're also still made by other people who have more experience. So obviously, once you start investing in the stock market, you'll probably be like, yeah, time to make money. But unfortunately, this isn't gambling, this is the stock market. And there's a reason why only a few percent of people actually win. The number 1 mistake I'm going to give you is investing in what you don't know. A lot of people will invest in something they see which gained 10% yesterday or 15% in the last week and think, all right, I'm going to invest in this, put my money in this, it's going to grow, this seems to keep going up. For all you know, it could be a pump and dump, it could be an ETF which is about to suffer reversal, it could be a stock which just had their earnings report. It could be for a lot of different reasons. And the worst thing you can do is go and invest in something you have no idea what it is. If you're investing in a stock and you don't know if it's a technological stock, or if it's a software stock, or if it's clothes, if it's brands, if you've no idea what it is, you probably don't want to invest in it. So that is number 1. Number 2, investing in what other people tell you to invest. This is for 2 different reasons. 1, it could be because people just want you to invest in what they've invested in, just for the sake of it. I don't know, maybe they'll feel better that way. But number 2, what happens a lot of the time is someone will tell you a stock is going to the moon. And by that they mean obviously it's going to be shooting up. Now, someone might have shares in that stock, or someone might have actually be an active partner in the stock. It could be many different reasons. It just depends what their aim is. People invest in a stock which they hear a lot of hype about, they hear that's going to go to the moon, and chances are it's probably not going to happen. You don't want to invest your hard-earned money in something that have no profits for you, but might benefit other people. So once they tell you to invest in stock, you might not know. You could be told to invest a certain amount of money while they're preparing to take money out the next day, and you're going to leave money in the stock. Before you know it, it's crashed and you've lost a lot of money. This brings me on to my next point. Number 3, when you invest in a stock, always have a plan. Go into a stock with a plan to take profit at this point and a plan to leave a stop loss at this point. You can't just go into a stock and just invest money. Before you know it, you'll be down 20, 25, 30%, and then you're forced to bag hold until it reverses. Or you might just end up cutting losses because you're too scared that it's going to continue going further down. So when you go into a stock, have a plan. I'm going to cut losses after 5% increase, or I'm going to take my profit after 7% gain. Either way, you want to have a plan and you want to know what you're going to do. Don't just invest money in a stock hoping for the best. It's better to go into a stock with a plan and suffer a loss than go into a stock, gain a load, and suddenly it's dropped back down and you've lost money. This brings me on to my 4th point: cut profits on time. Do not go into a stock and see it shoot up 15, 20% and say, all right, it's going to keep going, it's going to keep going, it's going. Because before you know it, your profits will be at 15%, you'll say, oh, it's going to go back up. Your profits will be at 10%. And of course, yep, you know what happens next. It goes to 5, goes to 0, your profits are at -2, your profits are at -10. If you've invested in a penny stock which you thought was going to pay off, that's okay. But you've got to have an actual plan to cut losses at a certain point. If you're up 15% and you plan to take profit at 20%, you can wait to 20%, but you've got to watch the stock closely because who knows, it could start going down again. And you definitely want to cut profits on time instead of having to cut losses. Better to take profits too early than to cut losses way too late and see you in the red. So no one wants to go in the red, take profits at the right time, and that comes back to our 3rd point, which is obviously going with the plan. But once you've got your plan, stick to it and make sure you take profits on time. The 5th and final point I'm just making in the stock market is putting too high a percentage of their portfolio in one single stock. Now, if you've done your research on a stock, you still do not want to have 60, 70, 80% of your portfolio in one stock. You're going to want to branch out in different stocks. That way, if there is a stock crash, if there is a market crash, if there is all sorts of circumstances which can happen, you want to be able to still gain in other aspects. If the real estate crashes, you don't want to having 85% of your portfolio in Zillow and just seeing it crash. If you're in social media stocks, you don't want to put 95% of your portfolio in Facebook or 95% of your portfolio in Snapchat, because if social media stocks crash, your whole portfolio is going down as well. You do not want to invest too much money in just having one type of stock. You want to branch out into different stocks. And personally, I'd recommend not having more than 50% of your portfolio in one type of stock. Like I said, branch out into different stocks. You've got clothing, you've got social media, you've got housing, you've got technology, you've got all sorts of stocks you can invest in, and just do your research and find what fits best for you to branch out into. Like I said, even if you've done your research and you see that certain stock is going to do well, they've got a good blueprint, they've got good revenues, the expected earnings are high, you do not want to put all your money in one stock or put too much of your portfolio in one stock, because again, anything can happen. Of course, take risks. It's good to take risks, but only to a certain extent. If the best stock market investors were taking risks continuously with their portfolios, do you think they'll still be where they are with them? Probably not. Yes, you will have to take risks till you become a brilliant stock investor, but again, like I said, take risks to a certain extent. So those are the 5 mistakes amateurs make in the stock market. Before you invest in the stock market, make sure you're not doing any of these wrong. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I'll be back again tomorrow with a new video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you in the future for the next video. Peace.